Welcome back to WCSEP News with Jamie Miller and Kaylin Shum. What's the featured story today, Kaylin?
Do you ever wonder how public officials protect their citizens during a disaster, Jamie?
Yeah, I do wonder that.
Get the answer from our ace field reporters, Gabriella Chelso and Erica Dara.
Let's head over to them to see what's happening.
We are here with Lieutenant Robert Doty, but before we start our interview, we're going to learn a little bit about the quaint town of Medford.
Medford is a quaint township located in the heart of south-central New Jersey. Its 28,000 residents enjoy great schools, fantastic neighborhoods, and a historic main street lined with many unique shops and restaurants. Medford almost never experiences tornadoes or earthquakes, and never has been subjected to volcanic eruptions. However, severe thunderstorms, hurricanes, flooding, and snowstorms have affected the area in the past. The Medford Office of Emergency Management handles these natural disasters and keeps the residents safe.
Now tell us, what exactly do you do as the emergency manager of Medford?
Well, as the emergency manager, I have the overall responsibility for planning and preparation for large disasters such as wildfires or floods. The Office of Emergency Management is also responsible for approximately 48 dams in town. We have to make sure that their emergency action plans are up to date and filed with the office. I'm also responsible for updating the annual the emergency operations plan and our hazard mitigation plan with Burlington County's Office of Emergency Management. I'm also responsible for monitoring weather for severe storms and events, and then alerting our community partners so they can begin to plan and prepare for the event.
What is the most extreme emergency that affects Medford the most?
Medford's events would include weather emergencies, probably as a primary. These would be events such as flooding, wind events, hurricanes, and nor'easters.
Hold on. It seems like we have breaking news back at the news desk. We're going to go back to Jamie and Kaylin and hopefully finish this interview later.
Kaylin, we have breaking news.
Really, Jamie? What is it?
Let's head over to the weather station where our chief meteorologist, Sophie Murardi, will explain it all to us.
I'm here. Oh, sorry about that, guys. There was a crowd of crazy fans outside who went running as soon as the snow got heavier. They even knocked down the 11 p.m. meteorologist. I had to help her to the station doctor. Anyways, let's see what's happening in the breaking news in the Weather Center. The low pressure system we thought would turn out to sea instead took an unexpected turn toward the coast. Air around a low in the northern hemisphere circulates counterclockwise. As you can see from this map, cold air is pressing in from the west, and the flow of air is bringing in moisture from the ocean. This creates the perfect situation for a nor'easter with lots of snow. Now let's talk about the expected snowfall. Although this model projects that we will have between 6 to 12 inches of snow, keep in mind that we can also have up to 18 or more inches. We expect impossible travel with flight cancellations and very strong winds. That's it for now. Bella will update you during the 11 o'clock news.
Thank you, Sophia. Today we have an expert from the U.S. National Climate Assessment. Her name is Dr. Alessi. Maybe she can explain climate and weather and shed some light on the snow nor'easter we're having today.
Thank you for having me, Kaylin and Jamie. I'm so excited to be on the show today. My team and I have spent many years researching how climate change is going to affect the globe, but specifically the Northeast and New Jersey.
What have you determined in your studies?
In my studies, we have determined how we are going to have heavier precipitation events in the future.
What does this mean for the general population?
What it means is that we need to educate ourselves about climate change. For example, knowing the difference between climate and weather.
So, what is the difference between weather and climate?
Well,
Hold that thought, Dr. Alessi. We're going to take a commercial break and come back to you in 30 seconds.
How can global warming be happening when it's so cold outside?
Mom? First of all, we don't call it global warming in this house. We call it climate change. Second of all, don't you know the difference between weather and climate?
No, I don't.
Well, weather varies. One day it could be hot, next day it could be freezing cold. But climate that's the average of weather over a long period of time. And climate is changing.
That's a lot of information. Is there an easier way to remember it?
Well, weather is the clothes you are wearing, and climate is the clothes in your closet.
Wow, that makes it much easier. Where'd you learn that?
I learned at the Medford Science Summit last year. It was so much fun. You should come with me this year.
I think I will.
Well, that was convenient.
Yeah, a commercial about weather and climate. Well, Dr. Alessi, do you want to finish up?
Well, I just wanted to bring with me this great book, and it helps wrap up how climate change is affecting us and how we should learn how to be more resilient.
Well, thank you, Dr. Alessi, for coming. I think, Jamie, we have time to go back to our reporters out on the field.
Thank you, Jamie and Kaylin. How will you communicate with citizens during this snowstorm?
Well, we can use traditional methods such as radio and TV announcements like this. These can be done over public networks or private channels such as LDTV. We would also use Nixle, which is a free service that township residents can sign up for at nixle.com. It enables us to send text alerts and email alerts to their phones so they can get critical information over the wireless network as long as it's up and running. The other thing, we would also use all avenues of social media.
You have critical facilities such as firehouses, police stations, schools, and shelter locations in safe and accessible areas during storms like this one.
Yes. Our primary shelter is located at one of our elementary schools that has a backup generator, and we work in conjunction with the school district to ensure that that area is plowed and cleared if it's a snowstorm, or that the school's opened up and available. In the event of an absolute emergency where we had to open up, we have a fire department access key that provides us access to the school, and we can open the school up and begin preparations as a shelter.
Thank you, Lieutenant Dovey. Now let's send it over to Riley and Daniel with the police chief.
Thanks, Gabby and Erica. We're here today with Police Chief Meter of the Medford Police Department. We're here to ask him a few questions today about the nor'easter we're having.
How do you coordinate with the Office of Emergency Management?
Well, the Police Department and the Office of Emergency Management work hand in hand with one another. As we prepare for a storm like this, we meet regularly. We'll meet 2-3 times a day coming up to the storm to get weather updates, to see what the needs of our citizens are going to be. Are we going to need to open up a shelter? What type of resources are we going to need? And then during the course of the storm, we'll meet here in the Emergency Operations Center, and everything that we do will be in coordination through the Office of Emergency Management. If the Emergency Management Director determines that he needs to declare a state of emergency, that then gives me some authority that otherwise I wouldn't have. But we'll do that all here in the Emergency Operations Center at the Police Department.
Are there any responsibilities that only the police force can handle?
Yes, there are a number of responsibilities that only we can do. Even in a state of emergency or a nor'easter, we're the only ones who can do any type of law enforcement duties. Response to burglaries, response to any type of criminal activity, things along those lines. We are also, by law, the only people that can direct traffic. While there may be fire department and personnel that can block roads, we're the only ones that can go out there and direct traffic. And again, as the chief of police, in a state of emergency, I have some authority where I can remove vehicles from roadways without authorization. And there are things like that that only the police are allowed to do.
So our citizens are very worried about this snowstorm. Do you have a message for our citizens?
I do. I would tell the citizens that the police, fire, and EMS department, and the emergency management department of Medford Township are very well prepared for this. We've done it a number of times in the past. We will be communicating with them throughout the storm, through social media, through the internet, through reverse 911 if need be. But we're prepared for this. I would also ask that residents stay inside. Don't come out if you don't need to. Let the people that need to be out here use the roads to do what they need to do. Give us the time to clear the roads, and we'll get through this like we do every storm.
Thank you, Chief Meter. Now to Jamie and Kaylin. That's only if the storm hasn't blown them away.
Where is everyone? Guess I came a little early for the 11 o'clock show. I was just out front, and a group of crazy fans tackled me. They were running away from that crazy snowstorm. They took my jacket, they took my pants, and even put me on crutches. First they're doing the wave, then they're dancing, then they're saying hi. Didn't even ask me for an autograph. But anyway, guys, it's crazy out there. Stay home and stay safe.